Well, I see my like songs has pivoted between two very contrasting sounds so far. Oh, I'm in just chatting. Oh, shoot. You're right. My bad. Wasn't a drunk stream. I was legitimately just sitting at my computer filming a Zealandism. To be fair, to be entirely fair to me, that was not a drunk stream. I was just sitting there doing a Zealandism. Nope, thank you so much for the 34 months. Mine, thank you for the prime. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I hope your team won. Yeah, can we just set to hot tubs now? I mean, we're going to get there eventually. March Madness is here. My favorite sporting event on the planet outside of the World Cup is here. Oh, it's glorious. Cannot. Oh, and my team made it. My team made it to March Madness. We had almost no chance. They were giving us no chance. And we made it. We got selected. Virginia basketball, baby. Most boring team of all time. Sean Dyche's, equivalent. But we made it. March Madness is college basketball. Yes, it's the best tournament of the year. Did I see Kurt's video in response to yours? I did see that he did like a react to me putting him in the video, which I thought was funny. Ben, thank you for the 5 months. March Madness is here. You're darn right, brother. Alpha Barracuda, thank you for the 15 months. There once a king that was 12 inches tall. It's a real bummer because he was a terrible king, but he made an amazing ruler. That's actually really good, dude. That's actually a really good joke. I'm gonna go ahead and give that one a B+. That's a really good joke. Did I see the Fenerbahce fight against the Pitch Invaders? I mean, yeah. Virginia wasn't the last team in. Virginia was the second to last team in. Colorado State was apparently the last team in. Like if you looked at the actual thing. Big Fish, thank you so much for the prime. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Hunter, thank you for the tier 1. Min, thank you so much for the prime. Thank you for supporting the stream with $5 of Jeff Bezos money. Brother slept in. Now I've actually been up early. Took me a while to get everything sorted from the weekend, take care of all the administrative stuff, and get home today. Yeah. First time in here to the stream, look for your videos since the bot. You've been watching the videos since the Bate save. Big up from Portugal. Big ups, dude. Big ups. Sterling's garbage. Nah, he's a good player. He is just, the same way Darwin Nunez is capable of missing sitters. Sterling is capable of doing things that look really bad, But he's a good player. Said Indiana State should have gotten in over Virginia. I disagree, man. We had a really good resume. The only big issue was that we got blown out in all of our losses. Our resume is not bad at all. It was very, very much a tournament. Like our net and our Ken Palm and all those things were really low because all of our losses were by like 18. But our actual resume and the result, we beat Florida. We beat A&M. We had some good non-conference wins. All of our losses are good. I realize you'd rather not lose the games. We had no losses outside of Quad 2. Here's my NBA team. I don't have one. I'm college basketball all the way, dude. Sterling's not a good player anymore. Lazy and self. He's not lazy. Raheem Sterling is never lazy. That man prances around like 10 miles a game, dude. He's anything but not lazy. All right. Clarify my content in the YouTube or my comment in the YouTube video. I wasn't calling you a wimp. You're an exceptionally masculine man. Thank you. That's what I needed to hear today. I appreciate that. Are you thinking of checking or making content on players in the winter update? Probably not. Just got accepted in my dream college. Now I'm kind of lost on what to do because I just want to graduate. Do you think making YouTube vids will make up for the time, or would it not be worth it? I think you should just enjoy the time that you have left. In high school, I'd assume. You believe I ran a half marathon with that cough, dude? Literally yesterday. Callum, thank you for the 35 months. Had a geography exam and realized I'd forgotten to revise water features. Went into the exam and the first question was name 2 structures that hold water. I was like, well, damn. Oh, yeah, I'm assuming you meant review water features. Well, damn. Nice. That's a B. Uncle Big Bear, thank you for the 26 months. Pulse, thank you for the 40. So the Virginia for the Virginia Cavaliers. We were the second to last team to make it into March Madness, but we made it. And I've got great news for you guys. We have a channel-wide March Madness pool, and I have even better news for you. If you have no idea what March Madness is, you can still participate and win. And if you win, and this is the first time I'm even acknowledging that this exists, you will get free clothes from the Zealand merch drop that will happen at some point in the very near future. If you win the pool. And if you're thinking, I don't know anything about this, how could I win? The person that won the ESPN pool with like 10 million people in it picked the teams based off of the mascots. March Madness is adored because of how random it is. And the fact that, you know, it's 18 to 22-year-olds playing basketball, and sometimes random things happen, and there's always a Cinderella and a lower seed that makes it. So it's incredibly unserious, but it is also the best. Juicy J, thank you for the 3 months, the prime. Harry, thank you for the 22 months. I've been watching any Scottish football this season. Not once, Harry, and I'm probably missing out. Been loving the Zealandism channel. Great content, an awesome way to showcase your personality. Thus, that is my goal, to showcase my sumptuous personality and forehead. Oh. Westbrook, thank you for the 9 months, though. I appreciate you, Hermit. Thank you for the 3 Twitch children. Goodness. You're running up my child support payments. What do you think about Gyökeres? Another 10 out of 10 performance yesterday with a hat trick. Dude's legit. He's been getting hype all year, right? He's going to get a big move. But he's legitimate. Yes. I think he walks into a lot of teams that are going to end up paying a lot of money for him. Thinking Purdue's going to go out early again? No. I believe that they actually have the stuff to advance. We'll see. Did I run fast? Not particularly. I maintained, so I've got a cough. And that made running 13.1 miles and a half marathon a little difficult. It's what, 22K, I think, that I ran yesterday. And it was the New York City half marathon. And I kept my pace for like the first 9 or 10 miles. But then my body really started to feel terrible. Like really, really started to feel terrible. I started to feel really awful. Like I've gotten heat stroke once, not like really intense, but like probably more appropriately classified as heat exhaustion. And I started to feel some of that. It was pretty sunny, and I overheat really easily. So I was starting to be like, I don't know about this. And then around mile 11, actually right after I took that picture in Times Square that was on my Instagram story, because you like run through Times Square in mile 11, which is really cool. My calf started to cramp up like really bad. No, I didn't hit the wall. But I always like, now that I've been doing the running stuff for like the better part of a year, like I ran the New York Marathon. I've now run the half. I think like I classify, there's like 4 parts to running, right? There's, lungs, legs, feet, and then I call it head. Like, but it's only because your head feels weird when this is off. It's kind of like your cardiovascular system, just like how the rest, like your body temperature almost. And the worst thing to go wrong out of those 4 Like, you can deal with legs unless it's cramps. Like, unless it's cramps, you can deal with your legs, like, just being, you know, sore or whatever. Feet is, you know, whatever. Lungs, you just got to remember to breathe. But no, my cardiovascular system, my heat regulation was all out of whack. I've got a cough, so my lungs are killing me. But yeah, around like right after I got past the 11-mile marker, which is a shame. So it's like 2 miles from the finish. I got a really nasty couple of cramps in both of my calves. So I stopped on the barricade. I'd run the entire point to then, but I stopped on the barricade to stretch the calves out. And then I ran like probably 0.8 miles, and then I had to stretch it out again. The last mile I ran was 16 minutes. Like, the last mile of the race was 16 minutes because I had to stop every like 200 meters to stretch out my calves. The last 100 meters was me waddling like a penguin because my calves were cramping up like a drawstring bag. Point is, don't try to, I mean, I gutted it out. I wanted to finish the race, but running with a cough was not, you know, your boy was ailing. I was ailing. I also need to do some research on how not to cramp because I also cramped while I ran the marathon. Except I just ate a bunch of mustard and got rid of it and kept going. Dr. Science, thank you for the 11 months. What did Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Their middle name. Nice. Lima, thank you for the prime. Quadruple double, thank you for the 20 months. Salud, brother. Salud. Did I ever get runner's high? Oh, yeah, dude. Come on, when you're running one of these giant, like, races, and there's, like, a bunch of people watching, and you come down off the bridge, and there's a bunch of people cheering, you get that, like, tingle in your spine. You're like, this is so cool. Can't believe I'm doing this. And then you're like, back to the pain. You know, it's about 5 seconds. All right. No, I cramped up during the marathon. So before this one, even though I was like sickly, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and not cramp. Obviously, I'm gonna do my darndest not to cramp. And so I did an hour and a half of yoga before the race started. Like, stretched out everything. I was as loose as a goose, man, and I was incredibly well hydrated. So it was something else. I'm assuming just the way my body's put together. I need to make sure I load up on, I just do more research on like what I need to load up on to not cramp. Yeah. But no, I was very, because I was like, I stretched before the marathon, but I did like a ridiculous amount of stretching, before the half yesterday. So I don't watch college ball, but my picks are in. Wait, did somebody already, pull it up? Huge draw for United. What? Coventry City? You guys are going to get Haji righted. Just ask the Netherlands. They gave up a goal to Haji Wright in the World Cup knockouts. That's what's up. Drink Prime. I got to make my picks, though, chat. Raise your hand in the chat if you have no idea what March Madness is. I say raise your hand. Just, you know, throw an emote, throw a one in there. Hey, I don't know. Bananas are not bad. Yeah, no, I look, if I ever do another long, like, running race, I'm, yeah. Okay, so March Madness, I can't say it enough. My favorite sporting event that's not the World Cup. These are 68 teams that are universities in the United States who had a good enough season to make it to this final tournament. The winner of this giant bracket, I love a good bracket. I love a good bracket. The winner of this giant bracket. The winner of this giant bracket will win the national championship in basketball. It's awesome. Yeah, I think it's Drake College. They're actually pretty good. You can click on the preview. So again, anybody can fill out one of these brackets. If you win the tournament, if you win the tournament, and I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head, but I'll hold to this. If you win the tournament, or if you finish in dead last place, I will send you a piece of the Zealand the merch that comes out for free on me. You got it. if you finish first or dead last. But it is very conceivable that you could win because these tournaments are always chaos. The first day, Thursday and Friday, there are 16 games each day. It's ridiculous. KS, thank you for the 27 months, dude. Thank you for supporting the stream. Not a clue who any of the teams are. You can click the preview and it'll give you like information, like best players. If you understand basketball, if you don't, like, you know, games they've played recently. Not that that makes any sense. They should have other like record versus top 25. The rank in the BPI, which is like a metric. You know, the US, we love freaking metrics. Stetson's their first time in the tournament. UConn is a number 1 seed, so I'm going to go with UConn. FAU and Northwestern. All you need to know about Northwestern is they have a player named Boo Buie. Freaking coolest thing ever. Go Northwestern Wildcats. They're going in over the FAU Owls, which is a sick nickname. And I'm just going to go ahead and pick this now. No, I'm not, because I think Northwestern actually has a shot in that game. Then we have the San Diego State Aztecs against the University of Alabama Birmingham Blazers, which, awesome. San Diego State made the Final Four last year, which is the famous, like, you win your whole section of the bracket, and then there's only 4 teams left. It's called the Final Four. Very, very cool. Auburn and Yale. Auburn's actually on an absolute tear this year. They're going to beat Yale. I'm not picking any upsets yet. BYU and Duquesne. Very interesting tidbit. BYU was supposed to be a 5 seed. You see these numbers next to the teams. Those are like the seeds. So, yeah, Blazers, just blaze it. Hell yeah. Northwestern beat Purdue this year. I know ball. I try and know all ball. Duquesne's coach was LeBron's high school coach. That's actually kind of wild. But Duquesne at the 11 line is bad, and BYU is supposed to be a 5 seed, but they don't play on Sundays because they're BYU, so they got put as a 6 seed so they wouldn't have to play on Sundays. So I'm going to take BYU. I think they're way better than Duquesne. Duquesne hasn't been in March Madness since 1977, which isn't even a real year. So BYU definitely can't trust Duquesne. Morehead State. Morehead's not even a real state, so I'm going to go with Illinois. Washington State and Drake. I'm picking the upset. I think Drake's got some serious game. Not only does he have a few number 1 hits, but he's got a pretty good basketball team too here. Drake won a smaller conference, but they were actually really impressive in doing so. See, the BPI is actually pretty close here. I'm going Drake with the upset. 10/7, and then Iowa State over South Dakota State to round that out, please. Please and thank you. Aqua, thank you for the prime. Bob, thank you for the 15 months. Okay. I appreciate you guys supporting the stream. It has no affiliation with Drake, I promise. Why is 1977 not a real year? Because it's a year that happened before I was born. All right, this second game, very difficult pick. San Diego State and Auburn. Absolutely no idea who I'm going to take. I am going to take Illinois over BYU. Illinois has been really, really impressive to me recently. Drake against Iowa State. It's when Star Wars came out. Wait, for real? Isn't Drake? I don't know where Drake is, actually. Yeah, it's in Des Moines. Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa. So, wait, it's Drake and Iowa State. Wait, they're both in the same state. Nice. UConn and Northwestern. Northwestern has a shot. Boo Buie, I believe. How could you hate Brooks Barnheiser? Right? They've got guys. They've got dudes. Thank you for the 30 months, dude. Boo Buie and Brooks Barnheiser leading Northwestern over the University of Connecticut. Come on. Iowa State just beat the crap out of Houston. Yes, they did. They did do that. San Diego State Auburn. I feel like I could pick this. Jaden LeDee against Johnny Broom. God, the U.S. just has the best names. Yeah, I'm gonna go Auburn. Auburn's been absolutely shredding it recently. San Diego State made the Final Four last year, but not quite the same team. They're obviously good, obviously competitive. But Hacksaw, thank you for the prime. Thank you for the 6 months. Howdy, I'm Pat. Ah, well then, good sidestep there, dude. Good sidestep. You're just feeling the Illini? Well, I mean, I've already got them in the Sweet 16 here. This will be the last 16 teams. If you win 2 games, you get to the second weekend. I'll tell you what. I'm going to pick Illinois over no matter who wins this game. I'm going to pick Illinois to go to the Elite Eight, and not just because that one person said that. I'm really just picking that. UConn Northwestern. I'm not kidding. This is Northwestern wins these games, dude. This is what they beat Purdue earlier this year. Purdue's one of the 1 seeds. They can beat teams that are this good. And UConn won the national title last year. They're the reigning champion. And they're very, very good. They have got some absolute ballers on their team. Real good players. Toto, thank you for the 5 months. Oh. You said UConn restores itself as national champion? Yeah, all right, maybe. Northwestern has some injuries. I really want to pick Drake here. There's always a few big upsets, teams that make the second weekend with a double-digit seed. But Iowa State is a buzzsaw, man. They were so good in the Big 12 tournament, which is why I'm going to pick Drake. I don't trust it. They're going to come in. They're overconfident. They're going to blow out the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State. They're going to think they're the shiz. And Drake's going to beat him. We got to be exact here. So who are the injuries? Who are the injuries to Northwestern? Because if it's their point guard, then I'm not going to do it. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to pick them. They're missing one of their better players. So UConn and Auburn. Yo. Okay, I'm just trying to finish this half of the bracket first. You guys can do this along with me and listen to my reasoning for each pick if you're trying to. Yeah. UConn, Auburn. I really want to pick Auburn. This is a brutal section. Like, even BYU's good. Illinois is really good. Iowa State's good. San Diego State's really good. All of these teams are really good. Even Drake is the 10, really good. Just pick the opposite of me. Yeah, you might have a decent shot at that. I'm going to go Auburn, and I'm going Illinois to make the Final Four. Illinois has been really impressive to me recently. I'm going Illinois to make the Final Four. I am uncomfortable just picking the 1 seed to go all the way through. That doesn't happen enough. This region's nuts and has a lot of the best teams in it. I think Illinois is going to come through. They got a lot of dudes that could score the ball. That's a tough choice. Already, Illinois going in over Auburn, but I think Bruce Pearl, who's the coach of Auburn, is going to get them boys playing. All right, South Region. Houston beats Longwood, which, first of all, nice. Nebraska and Texas A&M. So Nebraska's best player is the Japanese Steph Curry, Kaisei Tominaga. That dude is awesome. I'm picking him. I'm picking him and Nebraska. Kaisei Tominaga, my king. Wisconsin, James Madison. Not even a debate. I'm picking James Madison. James Madison's a 12 seed because they come from a smaller conference. But they are 31-3, dude. They have won 31 of the 34 games they have played this year. I am picking James Madison. And Bombot had a better bracket than me last year. Yes, she did. Madsen was like, yo, you're picking James Madison? I'm gifting 10 subs. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Thanks for gifting 10 subs. Yeah, Tominaga is so fun to watch. Thank you for supporting the channel with kindness, dude. Why is it called the point guard? We just stand around mid-court and point around. No, because he like runs the point. Like, you know, the. I really don't know if it's what I don't know what came first on this, the chicken or the egg. Is that phrase used in like terminology in the US? Like, I've got point on this because of the point guard, or is the point guard called that because in the US we say that like it's a turn of phrase to say like, oh, he's running point on this. I don't know what came first. I don't know if that phrase came from basketball or if basketball took that phrase to like anoint the point guard. But what I can tell you is that in the United States and maybe other places as well, it is a phrase to say like, I've got point on this or he's running point on this or whatever. It's the person that is like in charge basically of running the plays. When it comes to the point guard, it's the person that controls the ball and helps set the play up. And the University of Wisconsin is located in Madison, Wisconsin. That's very true. I'm picking double upset. As long as Vermont's got a dude that can match up with Filipowski, I think Vermont beats Duke. I think we end up with James Madison against Vermont in the round of 32. That is cinema. That is absolute. And I'm taking NC State. We're just going nuts. I'm taking NC State to play Kentucky in the next round. I'm going Kentucky over Oakland. Boise State, I'm going Colorado wins this game, and they beat Florida because Florida's starting center broke his leg in the conference tournament. And I'm going Marquette over Western Kentucky. I don't see a massive upset there. Houston is murderous defensively. They're going to gut their way into the round of 16. It's what they do. And they're going to be playing against James Madison in the Sweet 16. We're sailing. I'm not taking Oakland. Nah. That's Oakland's not a good 14 seed. Kentucky should be all over that. So I think we get Houston, James Madison in the Sweet 16. That is an interesting pick. We've got NC State against Kentucky in the round of 32. All right, I think NC State is on a real heater, and they've got like a star big man who is hilarious named DJ Burns. Let me give you an idea of what DJ Burns looks like. This is a Mack truck of a human being. Let's see if I can, pardon me. Pardon me, my good man. I'm down Yale too much, dude. They didn't even win the regular season Ivy League. Should be Princeton, man. All I want is DJ Burns content. Is that so hard to find? So here's DJ Burns playing basketball, just in case you wanted to see like how big this dude is. This is NC State's star player. That big dude over there. Come on, Elon. We're a video first platform now. Video is the future. Hey, Tyler, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate you supporting the stream, dude. Yeah, the CEO of Twitter came out and said that, video first platform. This is what we care about. This is what we're going to do. Okay, so here's DJ Burns. Look at the size of this man. Look at the size of this man. He's such a massive man. He's 6'9", like 300 pounds. How are you supposed to stop that? You can't stop that. That's why I'm taking NC State. I might take him again, but I'm taking Kentucky. All that to hype up DJ Burns just to pick Kentucky to go through. With a buffet table. Honestly, solid recommendation. All right, I'm saying Colorado. So this is a play-in game. So they have a few like little teaser play-in games that happen right at the beginning of the season. And this one's Boise State and Colorado. I think Colorado wins that game and then wins against Florida. And then Colorado's a really tough matchup for Marquette as well. This might be a very difficult game. NC State's winning it all. Ah, nice. Quindle, I appreciate the 7 months, dude. And Evergreen, thank you for the 5 months. I'm here, my man. What's up? Way to live up to the name. I'm actually Tim. Nice. 2 Wonder Kids. We can use those. Colorado, you beat Marquette. Easy. Easy. So then we have Kentucky and Kentucky against Colorado. I'm gonna go Kentucky. I'm gonna go Kentucky against Houston. I don't think James Madison can beat them. This is the weirdest matchup of all time. Houston's like the best defensive team in the country. Kentucky scores 89.4 points a game. Houston allows 57. I like absolutely insane game. I think that Houston wins it, and I'm sending Houston to the Final Four. That's my pick. Blue Racer, thank you for the 43 months. My final was Stetson versus Longwood, Hat versus Junk Euphemism. Nice. Purdue beats Montana State, who will probably beat Grambling. Not that it matters. That's one of the play-in games. Utah State and TCU. I know nothing about either of these teams, but the conference that Utah State comes from, I just generally think is bad. So I'm going to pick TCU. McNeese State. Not a real state, but they are 30-3. They're a very good upset pick. They have had an outrageously good season. Like, really outrageously good season. I'm taking Oregon over South Carolina. Oregon's on a hot streak. I don't think South Carolina's that good. Creighton's going to beat Akron. And then I'm actually just going to take Creighton straight through. I've already decided what I wanted to do down there, and I'm procrastinating this one. If McNeese wins, it would be McNuts. You were saving that one. Obviously, Virginia is not only going to win the play-in game against Colorado State, it's also going to beat Texas. So Virginia's going through, but we will lose to Tennessee. I am not a man of eternal optimism. Tennessee is way better than us, and there is no chance we win that game. Then Creighton beats Tennessee. I'm okay with the bottom half of this bracket. I feel like I know exactly what's going on here. It's the top half. I have no clue. I'm on Purdue all the way through. I don't think whoever is going to get out of this section is not going to get Purdue. And then we get Purdue and Creighton, which is a great matchup. 2 very, very good teams. Who's Final Four? No. Is he already delusional thinking? No, Virginia can definitely beat Texas. Texas isn't that good. I'm not saying we're favorites to like get to the round of 32, but that's what I'm picking. Tennessee is miles better than us, so no shot. But so Gonzaga and McNeese State. I'm taking McNeese State. I believe in McNeese State. Kansas, Samford, the Bulldogs, pretty darn solid team. But I think Kansas is going to have a couple returning players. They got a big dude named Hunter Dickinson that is really, really solid. I think Kansas guts its way to the round of 16 and gets manhandled by Purdue. But Kansas does deliver the goods, in my opinion. What would have to happen for all 16 seeds to reach the Final Four? Just to give you an idea of how rare it is for a 16 seed to win, 2 16 seeds ever have won in the first round. Ever. 16 seeds are like 2 and 200 ever. So a 16 seed has never been to the last 16. 15 seeds have. 15 seeds have been to the last 16 like 4 times. But the highest seed to ever win a national title, I think, was like 8 or 9. Like to ever go all the way was like 8 or 9. And Virginia's one of them. I'm not high. Yo, congrats to us because we lost to a 16 seed and then we won the national championship the next year. So it's really not something that bothers me that much. North Carolina, Mississippi State, and Michigan State. I have no idea, dude. Arizona beats. I forgot about Long Beach State. So Long Beach State fired their coach, but they were like, "Oh, you can coach the conference tournament." Like, they fired him, but they were like, "Oh, you can coach the conference tournament. Like, we'll let you coach out." You know, basically Xavi or Tuchel, right? Where they're like, "Oh, we'll let you coach out the rest of the season." And then they won their conference tournament and made March Madness for the first time in like 15 years. So maybe they're riding the high there. But I'm going to go with Arizona to beat Long Beach State. Dayton and Nevada. I think Nevada is far superior. Yeah, so Long Beach State was not the favorite to win their conference tournament. They fired their coach, but they let him coach They let him coach to the end of the year, and it made it. At this point, I can't even count how many Twitch babies I have. You are a month away from 4, Forrester. Ken Ashcorp's got his first. Hell yeah. Colgate and Baylor. Yo, can I say something crazy? Colgate's going to win this. Colgate's winning this game. Colgate can flat out ball. They are in a really small conference. As long as they don't get overwhelmed by like the size and the athleticism of Baylor, Colgate's winning that game. The toothpaste. Colgate College, baby. I believe. 0, thank you for the 5 months. Oregon goes all the way. Believe it. Hey, I'm picking them to win in the first round, dude. I'm picking them to win in the first round. Clemson, New Mexico. I don't think Clemson's good at all. I'm going to take New Mexico. I don't think Clemson's very good. I have no idea how they're a 6th seed. It makes no sense to me. They have one good win like 3 months ago. New Mexico is blistering hot. I've got them going to the Sweet 16. They're going to play Arizona, who's going to walk into the Elite 8 and then lose to whoever's coming from the other side. Alabama and College of Charleston. I'm going to take Alabama. They have a good team. I don't think they have a great team. I think that team's going to lose to St. Mary's, who have a very, very competitive, tough defensive team. Purdue's losing early. Nah, dude, I got them in the Final Four. You lose to a 16 seed, you come back with an absolute vengeance. I watched it happen with my Virginia team. All right, so Mississippi State, Michigan State. This is the type of game Michigan State wins. North Carolina then advances, loses to St. Mary's. I don't know why I didn't think St. Mary's was this good, but I'm just picking them anyways because I don't think North Carolina is like actually getting the job done here. And then I'm looking at Arizona and St. Mary's, and I don't want to put either of those teams in my Final Four, but I have to put one of them in the Final Four. If St. Peter's wins, yes, the last time St. Peter's was a 15 seed, they pulled off a massive upset. And they did get all the way to the Sweet 16 as a 15 seed and just destroyed people's brackets. Put the Lobos instead. St. Mary's, New Mexico for a spot in the Sweet, like the Final Four. That would be nuts. I like St. Mary's, though. The way that they play a really good game. Grand Canyon's a good team. Also a hell of a landmark. Oh, St. Peter's did make the Elite 8. Shoot, you're straight up. What happened to Doug Eddard? How would you guard Zach Edey? The same way that FDU did. It feels psychotic, but you have to guard him the way that FDU did. That's how the 16 seed beat Purdue last time. Because Purdue's got a 7'4" monster mountain of a man. 7'4". I don't even know how that translates. .223 or 2.23 meters. He's a mountain. And he not only is he tall, because there are other people that tall, he's very skilled. But the way they guarded him is they made him defend somebody that was really small. And that guy stepped out and made shots. With no skills? No, he has skills. There's other people that are that tall that suck at basketball, I promise. Big schools sign people that tall that suck. He does not suck. He has skills. He's not a stick. No. Zach Edey is a problem because he is not a stick. This is a regularly proportioned human being who is 7'4". He's like 7'4", 300 pounds, and just a wrecking ball. That's just, it doesn't look fair. It isn't fair most of the time. I mean, look at that guy. That's a basketball player. Look at the size difference. He's way better than Taco Fall, yes. He was player of the year in college basketball last year. He will be player of the year again. Number 30, Texas basketball. Okay. That dude is 6'6". This dude is 2 meters tall right here. Zach Edey makes him look like a child. Look at the thighs on this dude. He's a tree. Yeah, Indiana State missing the tournament with Robbie Avila sucked. Robbie Avila was great. For those that don't know who... So this guy just missed the tournament. This guy, which, I mean, I cannot believe this is the best player on a team that missed the tournament by like 2 spots. And I can't believe we were robbed of this glory, by the way. It sucks. Literally 6'8" McLovin. 2.05 meters of McLovin right there. Robbie Avila, baby. But they missed the tournament. That makes me sad, but they missed the tournament. No, he's really good. He's not just there as like a mascot. The guy's the best player on the team. The Mexican Jokic. Hey, Gestalt, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, dude. Hey, thank you for supporting the stream with kindness, giving 10 people the ad-free experience. In chat, you have multiple reasons to show love to Gestalt, because Gestalt is also the person that designed the app for the Nugan face pack. So if you've ever used that, that's the person to thank. I'm going to pick Arizona over St. Mary's. I'm going to pick Purdue over Houston. I am going to pick Illinois, and then I'm going to pick Purdue. I think Purdue wins. I'm going to enter the sweepstakes. How many total points scored in the national title game? I am going to go with 151. And that's my dang bracket, brother. That's my bracket. Now all I have to do is... No. Okay. No. I picked Purdue to win. Yeah, I know. Very excited. Now I got to join a group. Hammers Hoops. So I've made my picks. Or is that the same group? March Madness is here. Hammer Hoops 24. Okay, so my picks are done. Awesome. Remember, I'm not kidding when I say if you know nothing about it, you have nearly as good of a chance. This tournament is impossible to pick. Actually impossible. Like the person that won ESPN's overall, there's millions and millions of brackets filled out on ESPN. The person that actually won it one of the years picked it based off the mascots and which mascot she liked better. Like being completely dead serious. So I go fill it out. If you win or if you finish dead last, you're going to get a free piece of merch from when our merchandise comes out. And if you know, even if you don't like basketball, it's on literally all day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All day. Merch madness. Yes. Someone named their bracket nothing but trash. Dude, I respect that. Time for the dude. Bunch of teams dropped out of the NIT this year. It's not even fun. But what happened this weekend? We had Manchester United beat Liverpool in the FA Cup. A yikes from me, dog. Wait, did I was it about to ask me the transfer window question or the transfer deadline day question? We had Anthony scoring a goal, which I didn't have on my bingo card. That made me uncomfortable. Yeah, I was running while I was on, so I didn't watch the game, but I obviously heard about it when I finished the run. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know if we have any transfers going on. There was the whole kerfuffle, which, you know, that's a way to put it lightly. There was the whole kerfuffle around a kerfuffle of sorts. I'm talking about Turkey. The greatest finesse shot in MLS history. That was absurd. That long shot that dude took was absolutely absurd. I don't know where that here, let's check the what's happening part of the Discord now. Hey, Kay, thank you for the 34 months. Buddy, thank you for the 22 months. Thank you guys for supporting the stream, brother. Oh, Nottingham Forest got docked points today. That happened. Which it prompted the succession. You know, they broke FFP, obviously, because they signed like 47 people. Which, yeah, not only, well, look, that doesn't just give hope to Luton. That gives hope to Burnley. Because now it's Luton is at 22, Forest is at 21, Burnley's at 17. Because they just won. Burnley's actually very much alive if they can win a couple of games down the stretch, like 2 or 3 wins in their last 9 matches. If you just pull those out of the fire, then you're good. Everton and Forest -6, -4. All right, I'm gonna nip this in the bud. Okay, every violation is different. Every violation is different, and some take longer to adjudicate than others. Like, for example, when you run up a tab of over 100 charges, it's different. Reese, thank you for the 48 months, dude. That is a long time, bro. That's 4 years subscribed from Reese, the editor. Pop it up. But, like, Everton got punished more than Nottingham Forest because Everton did a lot more bad stuff than Nottingham Forest. Everton missed its financial projections hilariously. It missed by magnitudes. Nottingham Forest did not miss by magnitudes. Nottingham Forest missed. They didn't miss by as much. They didn't miss by as much. Yeah, and so, I mean, they're not using FFP as a way to control the competition. I think, you can't have it both ways. You can't say that FFP is not enforced, and then when they start enforcing it, you go, well, they're just enforcing it to influence the table. I think the worst thing about when punishments come out for FFP is all of the, like, half-baked takes that come out after it. Like, the reason Man City hasn't been punished yet is because an investigation about that many charges, right, it takes a long time. It takes a really long time to actually finish an investigation like that, you know? Where Nottingham Forest got docked 4 points, and that spices up the relegation charge. Luton's got the chance to stay up. Burnley's got a light at the end of the tunnel if they can pull off something Sunderland-esque, you know? And Forest only missed because I couldn't sell Brennan Johnson in time. Exactly. Yeah, that checks. That tracks exactly. Adam, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the stream. Anything that changes the table that doesn't take place on the field is a problem. I disagree. Or else having salary rules is like, what's the point? How else would you, like, what's the point? Because then all you have to do is cheat and not get caught in time for those players to take the field, and then you're good. Yeah, I feel like that's tricky, right? Because there's no way you're going to be able to catch the cheating in financial reporting before those guys take the field, because then they end up on the field and they play the matches. And then you have to be able to rectify it, or else you're just going to be punishing them retroactively, in which case everybody will cheat so that they can win something before they get punished. How is Virginia in March Madness? We had a really good resume. Our analytics are terrible. So all that we needed to happen was for the committee that made the decisions around March Madness to value the resume and not pay attention to the analytics, which are terrible. Because every loss we had, we got blown out in. And every win we had, we won by like 4 points, no matter who we were playing. So our analytics are awful, obviously. The predictive metrics and stuff. And Tarman, I'm not like trying to trash on you. It's an important conversation, and it's always good to have these kinds of back and forths. I'm just saying that while it feels weird to just be deducting points, right? Life can't be as simplistic as, if it doesn't happen on the field, it shouldn't affect the table, because then there's no point to the financial rules in the first place. Like, if you want to have FFP, which everybody's decided they want to have, I don't necessarily love FFP, but everybody's decided that's what they want to have. If you want to have that, then you got to have a way to enforce it that punishes teams for breaking the rules. What do you think of I think retroactively stripping titles is incredibly stupid. I think retroactively stripping titles is very stupid because it doesn't actually accomplish anything. I don't think it accomplishes anything. They already celebrated on the field. They already had the parade. They already had the entire experience. What are you going to do? Steal it out of their trophy cabinet? Right? You're going to make a bunch of announcers like reference City's title and then be like, oh, wait, sorry, it was taken away. But they won the league that year, but, they didn't. So. Exactly. I think retroactively stripping titles is stupid. I will literally never not think that. I think it's so dumb. I think it's so stupid. I think you have to if the rules City broke, which I've made a whole video about, and we've talked about this like 87 million times, right? City inflated its income all over the place in 115 different instances, inflated its income, right? It's a completely different charge than what Everton or Nottingham Forest ran up against, by the way. Everton and Nottingham Forest are accused of just literally mishandling their finances and not adhering to FFP. What Man City is accused of is inflating its income so that it could spend more money under FFP. It misreported where the income was coming from and how much was coming from what source. So we don't know exactly how, because something like that's never been adjudicated before. We don't know exactly how it's going to go. But I think if it, you know, just yeet them into the sun. You have the ability to yeet them into the sun. The reason I think retroactively taking titles away is stupid is because I don't think it's an actually really serious punishment at all. I don't think it's a serious punishment at all. Because if you're a City fan, you can still sit there and be like, yeah, we won that title, though. Screw you guys. We beat you. Right? Even though the trophy's not in the trophy, who freaking cares? I think that I don't think it's a serious punishment at all. I think the most serious punishment is affecting what they're able to accomplish in the future. Like they've done with Everton and Nottingham Forest. I think stripping titles is not a serious punishment. It's always bothered me. They do it in American sports too. In college sports, if you used to cheat the rules, they'd strip the titles. And I'm like, the 2013 NCAA tournament champion is still Louisville. They won the tournament. How are the legs? How'd the half marathon go? It was good. I got a little tough at the end. Body wasn't really up for it. We smashed as much tarmac as we could. Started cramping up real hard at mile 11. But, you know, I held a good pace for the first 10 miles. I was digging it. Yeah. We pounded it out, finished the race in a 2:41, which wasn't the pace I was going for, but had to kind of heave-ho my limping body over the finish line there. It matters for the record books if United were stripped of a league title, suddenly they're tied with Liverpool. I don't know. I just don't care about that stuff. I don't. I don't think you can ever pull me into caring about that stuff. And be like, well, if you take a look at the books, Liverpool has 30 titles, and Manchester United also has 30 titles. Half of those were before the invention of the rocket ship in the first place. The first title won by this team was won by a dude named Laces O'Toole in 1846. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Will you be looking to fill some of the empty slots in your squad today? I think we do with a boost to our numbers. Apparently, I think that. I don't know. The history of the club matters. Look, there's a difference between the history of a club mattering and you being like, well, you know, if United got stripped of one title, then they would be tied with Liverpool. Like that. What matters is the next game. What matters is this season. That's what I care about, right? Like the history of a club matters. The history of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers matters, right? But like, you know, you want to punish Manchester City? I don't care about stripping the titles. Send them to the National League. You estimate how petty fans are? No, I can be petty. I'm just in this debate, I am an unbiased third party. Right? I have my teams that I am petty for, that I am a big fan of, right? I am not immune to that. I think people that are immune to that are psychos. Okay, and I am not immune to that. I am not a psycho. I try not to be. Ashley Phillips just got an offer from Manchester United, speak of the Devils. Could you give me $70 million? Dude, what the What is that? Very realistic negotiating from the United board. True. No, I understand how I was just saying. I understand how petty fans can be. I can be a really petty fan, right? I'm not blaming fans for being petty. It's all about being petty. I'm just saying, unbiased third-party observer here. I've got an opinion. You've got an opinion. They're the same, right? But I will read that in a second. But my point is, I think the most important punishment by far I think you can levy against a team is what you can do to them right now. Because what matters the most by a mile is right now. Like if City's cheating, right? If you complete the investigation, they did all of this stuff, it's as heinous as it could possibly be. Start him in the National League next year. Dock him. Don't even let him play for the title this year. Dock him like 50 points. Do it right now. Do I support a team in the Prem? No. Which is great, because I can make fun of everybody equally, and I try and do that in the most fun way that I can. But J-Lab, thank you for the 38 months. Thank you for being a fantastic mod. You are wonderful. Someone left their club after 29 years, and someone won 27-0. Even their goalkeeper scored. Also, another young Americans making their way to a big European team. Well, you're talking about Kevon Sullivan. I like Kevon. Oh, I like Kevon Sullivan. I heard about him 2 days ago, and a Manchester City scout called him the best 14-year-old in the world. And you know where Kevon Sullivan's playing? The US of A, baby. And Manchester City scouts said he was the best 14-year-old in the world. Freddie Adu intensifies. Freddie Adu intensifies, baby. Yeah, Manchester City are signing him, so he's going to make his debut in the National League next year. All 50 of their fans are going to be mad. I never accept Man City fan slander, though. I don't accept I never liked Man City fan slander. If you took Blackburn and gave them as much money as Real Madrid, Blackburn would have the same issues that Man City's having. You know, Leeds would have the same issues that Man City is having, right? All these clubs, right? Where you build a 60,000 seat stadium and play 75 home matches a year, and you don't have an international fan base. Leeds is probably a bad example because they actually do from the early 2000s have a pretty international fan base. So Leeds wasn't the best example. But like, if you have a more local, like you can have a great, intense, but local fan base. You can't have, as much as Manchester United or Liverpool or Arsenal wouldn't like to admit it, the reason you're able to sell out a giant stadium for every match, the reason your club is one of the big clubs and is able to financially sustain that is because the club is very popular internationally. And Manchester City, being the really new kid on the block, doesn't have that. And so the whole attendance thing gets, I think, blown way out of proportion when Man City's fans, before they were purchased like that, were known for actually being really dedicated and really good. And I also have a soft spot for fans of teams that people dump on, because Tampa, like the Buccaneers and the Lightning for a really long time in the NHL, and the Rays, particularly in baseball, we always get dumped on for Tampa doesn't have good fans, and it's the same sort of jokes that people say about Man City fans. So it definitely hits a sore spot for me, and that's probably why I stand up to it. But yes, so what JLab being a great mod was turning me to the other things in the What's Happening tab, although we were just talking about the one of them. But I need to figure this out real quick, and then we'll look up this Kevon kid, the 14-year-old American who's hopefully not the next Freddie Adu, but he's also 14. I don't want to put any pressure on him. I think it's really sick that Manchester City wants to sign a 14-year-old American because they think he's the best 14-year-old in the world. I think that's really cool. I'm glad that's a thing. Okay, $70 million for Ashley Phillips. Absolutely absurd deal. A little English tax here. We love some Ashley Phillips. Now we are going to take a look. for a replacement center back in the market. Oh, this dude's a fullback. 100%. Actually able to play winger. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy play center back and winger naturally in both positions. George Armstrong, 22-year-old Manchester City player, not available for loan, you say? He is available for loan. Oh, all I would have to do is pay, what is this? An option future fee upon winning the Premier League. So if I win the Premier League, I then bankrupt my club and spend $330 million on this kid. Okay. What if I didn't do that? Would that be acceptable? If I did not do that. Chubbs, thank you for the 33 months. That is a ridiculous amount of money. I am sorry. That is absurd. $330 million is the most I would ever have seen, and we are first in the Premier League right now, so it's not like it's unreasonable to suggest that we could win the Premier League and then just promptly bankrupt my entire team. Ben El Hagog. Are you homegrown? You England, yeah. Ben El Hogeg. 19-year-old. Good jumping reach. Decent athlete. Solid mentals. Has a relegation release clause that was triggered when Cardiff was relegated last year. So homegrown in England is done. Homegrown at Cardiff is done. Hajjaj. Okay, that's easier than Hogeg. So Hajjaj. Bin El Hajjaj. Whoever he is, I think he actually makes a lot of sense. We're at homegrown limits. I mean, here, well, okay. If we lose Ashley, where is he? Let's say we sell Ashley Phillips. We just add Ben El Hajjaj back in as the other guy, and we would make $43 million from that exchange. Selling Ashley Phillips for Ben El Hajjaj. It's not like Ashley Phillips is amazing. He's good. He's been good for us all year. Right? But he is not an amazing player. We're under no illusion that Ashley Phillips is an amazing player. I just don't see how we don't take $70 million for him. Even though it's deadline day and we're going to have to scramble, I don't see how we don't take $70 million for this guy. So, and then if you come into Champions League stuff, we'd need another center back we could come in and add to the Champions League because we could not add Luka Vuskovic to it without removing somebody else. We do have Vandeven, so I guess we could also do left backs. Because we have Doug. There is a 18-year-old Marco Palma. Well, he's fine. That dude's just a winger. 18-year-old's already appeared in the Italian national team. Is 20 to 30 million to sign that. Okay, but his estimated salary is 10 million a year because he's already getting paid 9.3 million a year by Milan, which would be why he's so cheap because they are already giving Marco Palma. Can you imagine making 10 million a year? He's 18 years old. Goodness gracious me. Here's the other issue. Palma's not a nation-grown player. This guy wants to leave. Porto's already interested in the transfer. I love the jumping reach and the balance. Very well-rounded. Technically, he's there. Mentally, he's there. We have to work on the quickness, but he's 19 and there's room to improve. I'm going to go for Hajjaj. And we make $43 million on the exchange between Phillips and Hajjaj. Or El Hajjaj. I mean, for a guy that's homegrown in England to be $27 million at 19 years old, that can step in and be a rotational guy for us in this spot. I mean, we could go for both. Look, we've got possibilities now. We just ended up with a lot more money than we thought we were going to get. We have 100% transfer revenue retention. Fabian Palstrom-Andos, we are not loaning, so leave me alone. But Body's leaving on loan, and then it'll go mandatory at the end of the year. He's going to take one of those offers, I'm hoping. We're signing Kasper Gangstedt at the end of the year for $14.5 million. I'm waiting for what the streamer doesn't know to the U21 signing limit, not a problem because he is domestic. See, it's not over here. He's domestic. It's foreign U21 players. Oh, DM. Oh. Oh, nice. Reese just wanted me to show something off for you guys real quick. Which it's fair. It's a good thing to show off. We just now apparently had our first ever video hit 1 million views. But it didn't. It's at 997. Reese just was looking at a metric that was rounding it up. But it is almost at 1 million views. It's just 997,000 views. It'd be the first video we've ever released that reaches 1 million views. That's a huge milestone. So thank you guys. I'm assuming it might even hit it during this stream. We will see. Sir, please, thank you for the 41 months. Yeah. Casa Bravo, thank you for the 16 months. Chubbs McJohn Boy, thank you for the 33 months. How about the Wolfpack? Mad Crowder, leave me alone. That hurt. That three-pointer ended me, man. That ended me. The Virginia gave up a buzzer-beating tying shot in consecutive games. I was so over it. Sneagle Beagle, thank you for the prime. Buddhist Punk, thank you for the 20 months. Yes, no, Reese was looking at a metric that rounded it. But yeah, we are position. Okay, how was it sorted before? What the hell? Are none of the columns able to sort it the way that it's sorted before? Is it just broken forever? What if I continue once? They want no. Hojaj needs to join the club immediately. Actually, funny story. He needs to join the club immediately as a squad player, which he will immediately step in and be. He's a star player in the championship. He played in the Premier League last year, so I am not too afraid of that. I really don't want him to say no to this contract, though. It'd be a very similar contract to the one we gave Ashley Phillips, so it's not going to save on wage. Phillips' contract was not bad. I am dead inside. Literally dead inside. I can't feel my limbs. I am full of depression and sadness and hate the fact that that's in the game. It's not even the second time I've done that. Just happens sometimes. I even went back up. I went above what the original thing was, and he still just decided that no negotiation could occur. So we're in a great spot now. Let me look at. Go back to the way you were. Where's the sort? I want it to be sorted by freaking position. I don't want all of my staff members to just be hanging around. God, this is stupid. There's nothing I can click on the top to return it to the way that it looked. Now I've messed them both up. Show filter. Maybe if we unfit. No. Reload the game. I actually will. It bothers me that much. I actually will reload the game. I'm going to reload right now. Don't quit. Load. Start playing CK3 and I promise it'll fix itself. This better work. No! It's broken literally forever. You can't sort by one thing in this area or it will break it forever. That is outrageous. You cannot sort by one thing in this section or it will never go back to the way that it looked, sorted by type. Reload the skin? I guess that might be the only, maybe. The new CK3 DLC worth it? I haven't played it yet. I can't help you. I've been looking at the reviews. It's definitely like, okay, that worked. Oh, thank goodness that worked. All right, we reload the skin. Okay, we just reload the skin and then it's back. That's the only way. So there's the Calvin offer, there's the Janovic offer, the Belchior Canelio offer. Casper Gongstedt would join in the summer. We don't really want Calvin. Love his athleticism. Hate the amount of money he's demanding. He's a real problem in terms of the amount of money he wants. $70 million for Phillips. We fumbled the bag on El Hogog. And unlike when a player's on your team, I cannot. You're unable to go to the agent and be like, hey, man. Which, you know, should be a feature. I should be able to grovel before an agent the same way that I do when I'm negotiating a contract for one of them on my team, but whatever. Okay. Well, we'll be overly optimistic here with our homegrown status. Oh, Dorrington. Nice. They're trying to loan this guy? No, they're not. We already have a guy loaned in from Newcastle. It's Echo Romo, and that runs into the rule. Less disappointing, lads. Well, this deadline day has suddenly become very interesting. Thank you. Apparently, I'm going to need it. Thank you, Medical Car. I appreciate the 25 months, and I appreciate you supporting the stream. Wow, I was an all-time fumble on the Hojaj guy. I will just keep triggering that release clause and see if at some point he decides that they probably unsettle Alexov anyways. See if at some point he decides to renegotiate with me. I don't really know how that works for the agents. Sometimes I feel like they get back to me very quickly. All right, those are just random staff members we signed. So Ashley Phillips for $70 million in Manchester United. That is a deal that makes way too much sense to me. We have to take it. It's such a good sale. I hope he enjoys his time at Manchester United. I will certainly enjoy watching that $70 million hit my bank account because my goodness, that's absurd. All right, transfers in. We're waiting on Janovic with a work permit. So the young striker from Croatia is the guy we're looking at. But we might want to reject that if all of a sudden we want to dive in on the AC Milan left back instead. Because that would be our last. We only have one spot for an under 21 foreign player. It's definitely not going to be Calvin, so we can go ahead and cancel that deal. We're going to look to bring in Belchior Canelio, very creative player who can join the team and help us in the league the rest of the season and kind of integrate. Fresh Koreans, thank you for the 9 months. Yeah, well, we can't have everything we want. Captain James, thank you for the prime. And Goku, thank you for the 5 months as well. Petition actually named George Hammer. But Shikichi is just so fun to say. Like, I was a bit overpriced? Nah. We gotta flip that guy for $50 million the next year. Okay. He had failed to live up to the promise he showed early in his career. Dude's got an England appearance. It's not like I've held him back here. Come around. What positions Tim Prescott play? He is a winger and a striker. Okay, we need somebody homegrown in England that can fit into our team that isn't offensively expensive. This dude is weird. But I kind of actually like him because of how stupidly... that's the guy we were looking at earlier. He's really stupendously athletic. He is, I think, too unathletic and too low on the work rate to be an influential player where he's trying to be an influential player. Carl Hayward's homegrown in England? Really? That is news to me. Sufyan Degugi. Nice. All right. Trying our third list. Looking for homegrown, trained in England. That's definitely not. Is it? Maybe. Didn't know he had that many guys on the list that were homegrown in England. Festia Bosele. That would free up Coyote to play on the left with Doeg and slide Mickey Vandeven in as a secondary guy. Yeah, that might actually be the right signing to get us through the rest of the season. Festia Bosele. Weirdly cheap. Clearly just desperate to get rid of him at Udinese. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Very, very solid player that would give us more versatility in the fullback department, which could shift Mickey Vandeven into center back. Along with Enrique, that would help us cover. 12 million's not a ridiculous amount of money. It would allow us to make some moves. Yeah, Festia Bosele would then play right back behind Rico Lewis. Coyote would play left back with Doig. And Vandeven and Enrique would help cover the empty center back spot as part of our rotation. Wouldn't be bad. He's the type of thing I like at fullback. You know, he's a good athlete that isn't short. And he clearly advances the ball. He even has a long, flat bullet throw. Even though he only has 14 long throws, he has the tool. Minimum fee release clause to teams in the Champions League. I am about to ruin Udinese's day here. And we are going to sign Festia Bosele for... Shout out to my short lists, dude. Now, who else would we want to go after? Now that we're living in this world where we can just kind of go after whoever we want. Interested to transfer. Okay. Oh, yeah, Marco Palma. We all like Marco Palma. I fumbled Lasuz and the other guy. But Palma's got all the tools to be an absolutely unbelievable left back or, you know, I guess central midfield. I guess he could even play some center back. He just wants so much wage. But he's already in the Italian team. Just want to say you look absolutely fire tonight, Pookie. Oh, shucks. So I had to give you a little blue steel. Dorrington's way too expensive, Sneagle, but I like the way you're thinking. He's just way too expensive. But your thought process is right on where it needs to be, dude. Reopen contract talks to the other English guy. I mean, I don't think his agent wants to talk to me. If he does, then that'd be great. He's a left back 100%. I mean, yeah, he is definitely with that crossing. I mean, come on. He can play inverted winger on the right, which is kind of crazy. All right, let me take a swing here. Buyback price? Okay. Screw you guys. I'll be back in a day. Or in an hour. Sorry. Ben Elagog. It's a release clause. I can ask as many times as I want until that guy says that he wants to talk to me. Also, every time I look at this guy, I think he's pretty good, and my scouts think he's absolutely terrible. But every time I look at him, I'm like, he's pretty good. His off the ball is good. His ball control is great. Not a bad athlete. Not a great athlete. Loves big matches. Has a tremendous mentality. He is also homegrown in England, which makes him incredibly valuable. He has 2 Chelsea appearances for crying out loud. I think you could sell that guy for like $25 million tomorrow. There's a reason that I maintain his position on this part of my short list. We do. Do. Oh, you think I can talk to Lashoes again? I'll check just to see if the agent wants to talk to me. We'll come back to Palma in an hour. Well, that's Ebisele. Hagog doesn't want to talk to me. Janovic is here, so we have to decide right now if we're going to sign Janovic or not as our last foreign guy. Transfer budget's a cool 165 million. Shimejanovic is a very fun player. Potential's less reliable this year than it has been in the past. So relying almost entirely on the potential of a player, not my favorite thing to do. The guy's not going to be a first team involved player right now anyways. Abasele wants a little bit more playing time than I would want to give him. Or a little bit more money than I'd want to give him. He's definitely hunting that wage, but I have a friendly relationship with this guy, and he has patience, so I'm not about to blow this, which is huge. Still, this is a pretty serious contract and a 3-year deal here for Festi Abasele. All right, you got to work with me a little bit here, man. Festi, 5.72. Little on the high side, but it's not a terrible deal. It's like 1.5 million more than what Ashley Phillips was getting per year. And considering the ridiculous amount of money we got in the transfer exchange between the two players, it's still a good move. Not required to be registered for anything at the Impact sub level as well. He will play also. He's not a player that we hate on. Little more money than I wanted to pay, but, you know, we fumbled the bag on Ben El Hojaj, but okay. I want to take a look at, let's check our projected wage spend. I guess we're waiting on Festi Abasele. Ben El Hojaj is a no. Miguel Lazuz, we're waiting on the response. Belchior Canelio is a yes. We're just waiting for him to say yes to joining us from Benfica. Casper Gongsted's going to join us in the offseason. Abasele is good. All right. Hi, Marco. What's up, dude? How you doing? Buyback price? No. Why the hell would I do that? Sign replacement player, remove. They're pretty in love with the whole sign the replacement player thing. Jesus. Okay, hold on. That's a disappointing negotiation because I can't add that back either. Talk to you can't talk to his. See, there's no option to. That's only if they're on your team. This is something I was just lamenting about. You can go back to the agent if they're on your team, but if they're on another team, you can't go back to the agent and be like, "Hey, I really want to reopen talks." There's no way to do that. I would have loved to have done that, but he's not interested in negotiating in a contract with Tottenham because, I don't know, he's an idiot. What's the earliest I've won a league with a newly promoted team? First season. We most recently, I did that with Taunton. When we went from League 2 to League 1, we won League 1 the first year. Do. tricky. We either say yes to Semejanovic or we say no to Semejanovic, and we negotiate a deal for Palma where they're allowed to sign a replacement player, which they may or may not do. In which case we end up with an empty spot. We do not utilize our 4 and under 21 player spots this season. Which would just not be fun. I mean, who wants to do that, really? Oh, Moses. Janovic is cheap. We're looking for guys that are good. Janovic just turned 19. He has, according to my scouting department, absolutely tremendous potential. We don't know that for sure. He's obviously a very good deal financially. We're talking about a guy with 24 senior appearances that really just has finishing and like the template to be a very athletic player if he has the potential to reach it. But I'm going to go ahead and reject him. We're going to make that call. We're going to reject him. So we're waiting to hear back from Miguel Lejuz. Canelio's waiting to confirm. We're going to get Elliot Gogov. So Lejuz, they're still not interested in talking to me again, which is great. Awesome. Oh, Kanda just scored for Japan, or I guess yesterday scored for Japan. Why is he so upset? Okay. Not pleased though. The previous talk. I don't even remember what the previous talk was, brother. Okay. Sergio Luis would be, you know what? We tried to sign him for, what did they sign him for? $22.5 million. I tried to do that last January. Didn't happen. Now I'm feeling like I might have gotten gypped on that. That would have been a pretty nice signing if he decided to play for us, but whatever. Who needs the literal best striker in the world at 20 years old? Not me. I don't need him. No, that wouldn't be me. Why would I need that guy? Bristol City sold a guy to Real Madrid for $17 million, and he ended up being one of the best center backs in the world. There are frustrating things happening around all of a sudden. Zanini's got a release clause in a new contract of $143 million. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to hit that. I don't think I'm going to hit that. Okay, Palma. Buyback price, we're going to remove that. We are going to get rid of this. Pay $25 million for the guy if they can sign a replacement defensive midfielder. Dude. That's not how negotiating works. Okay, you can sign a replacement player. I'll pay $26 million to get Marco Palma. That'll be the guy that we bring in. Outside of obviously Festi Ebisele and Belchior Canelio, who's working on his work permit right now. Dude. I get $30 million in the summer if you take one of these deals. What do you want to do? This is getting ridiculous. I got multiple offers for you that time in the Premier League, and you said no to both of them. I'm a little confused as to what you actually want. This is a crazy amount of money, but it's not surprising because of how much he's getting paid already. Salary after reaching club league games, yearly salary raise. I have a friendly relationship with this guy. I'm going to try and remove those and get like some sort of a reasonable contract going. Something reasonable, because this is just such a massive contract that he's trying to work on, but I get it because he's already getting paid like an absolute king's ransom. Bruno, thank you for the 11 months. I'm going to do $0 relegation release clause since we'd only be signing him for $25 million. Perhaps, but I got to dial in real quick. Thank you for supporting the stream, Bruno. I appreciate you. Enjoy the bacon and the emotes and the access to the subsection of the Discord. How do I shuffle through the cards in the scouting update? Click acknowledge in the bottom right. It'll take you to the next one. Or discard if you don't want to see that player again. God, it's huge. Yeah, I know. It's a $16 million a year wage impact contract, which is massive. Way bigger than we like handing out. Obviously, very difficult to move players that have that kind of wage impact on them as well. But I also really trust my eyes on this guy. And that he's really, really talented at 18. Doesn't turn 19 until September. It's January. He's already in the Italian national team. It's a fat contract. We probably won't even be paying it out because they would have to sign somebody like, they have to sign a replacement. So Belchior Canelio, the 21-year-old from Benfica, who already has 126 first-team appearances and 20 flair, is going to be joining the club. Belchior, welcome to the team. Just want to make completely sure here. I can't believe Isaac Babadi turned those two deals down. I'm overwhelmed that Isaac Babadi would turn those two deals down. Mastantuano's crying in the corner somewhere. He actually got sold. So if we didn't already, we need to refund the person that redeemed the emote for Mastantuano. And my sincerest apologies, obviously, as part of that. We could take a run at Lorich Kabongo. But we literally just signed. Chikichi could play on the other side. I do love collecting wingers. Lorich Kabongo is an amazing wing. Rosario Renai is also really good, but a spinning mood today. Yeah, we got we just made a really nice sale of Ashley Phillips, and that's got me thinking. It took a little bit, but we did figure out how to navigate our way to a balanced team position without Ashley Phillips in the side. $70 million to Manchester United. Bingo, bango, bongo. Thank you very much. Do, 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 do. He's a 200 million. Hoffenheim's never letting him leave. Manchester United are interested. They're thinking about spending some silly money. What the hell? I mean, actually, what the hell? Dude's a teenager. He's got some of the best overall mental attributes I feel like I've ever seen. Can do everything well. Is 6'8" and not slow. Should have 20 jumping reach. Somehow doesn't. Plays center back and striker. Both. I think he's a better center back, honestly, than a striker. But he's got striker ability, right? First time shots with some decent technique. First touch is a little low, but a fascinating player. Technicals are a bit meh. I almost don't even care. This is somebody that can play center back and striker on the position map, which I've seen before, right? But he can actually do both of them. Like, normally you have guy, it'll be like, oh, it's on the position map, but he totally can't do it. This guy's 17 off the ball. He is slippery target man material with a finishing trait that moves into channels. I am so interested in this guy. Mainly because I just want to see what he, like, I have never in my life seen a player that looks like this. Not once. I mean, yeah, he could play libero, no problem. And then, of course, he's 6'8", somehow only has 17 jumping reach, which, again, just blows my mind he doesn't have 20. But if he had 20, that'd make him, even better. He can't play defensive midfield, which I find fascinating. Obviously, that's something you could train in while teaching him to get faster. As you get that pace up to like 14, 15, we're talking about an incredibly dangerous player. 112 appearances, 26 goals. He's playing it forward for Augsburg. He's been a Bundesliga player for years, and he's 19. He's about to turn 20 in March. I agree that him as a center mid on attack would also be really interesting. I think him at shadow striker would be really interesting. And you could just focus long balls towards Mark Rodriguez. I want to ask. They want the 85 million release clause. Dude, what? That guy is insane. That guy is insane. I have never seen a player like that dude. Where'd he go? Oh, I moved him. Well, you're like, where did he go? I literally moved him to the other short list. Soups, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate it, my dude. All right, we got a... Well, Belchior is a guy that we decided a while ago that we wanted to sign. We like all the pieces he's got. I think he's a really good player. Who's worth a lot more than the $39 million that Benfica is charging us. So we are buying Belchior Canelio for $39 million. He walks right into the team. Intensive language course. He's a poor man's Bellarmino Seca. Belchior Canelio, you are also an impact sub, so we don't need to register him for the Champions League. He's just going to be able to contribute as part of the league stuff. Say he's a good championship player. That's absolute nonsense. This dude's a Premier League player now all day. All day, old Belchior. We're going to keep him on the loan list. But only that's just so if we get a good offer, then we can maybe try and find a move for him. But I see him being able to stick around. Him and Ginny's Rajovic able to stick around and contribute in the team. So, promise wage spends a little high. We can slide that over a little bit. I am upping my wage a little bit, especially if Palma signs. Ebasele's contract's fine. It's Palma's contract that's crazy right now. Babadi. Oh, the intermediary just found a deal for Babadi. Oh, yes, intermediary. Oh, yes. I get $30.5 million for an Isaac Babadi sale. We are making even more money. It's raining money. Let's go. We want Mark Riot has started. Plotnikov, thank you for the 2 months, the Prime, dude. I appreciate it. Wooden Potato, thank you for the 14 months. Ugh. All right, give it a second. We need to get Festi Ebosele in. $12 million for Festi Ebosele as right back. Who's going to come in, probably play out his 3-year contract as a very solid homegrown in England player. Hello, Festi Ebosele. Oh. I won't ever be. All right, so transfers left. Gungsted's still deciding if he wants to join at the end of the year. Dang it, I just sorted it by that thing. Isaac Babadi's there. And then we're waiting on Palma. There's 8 hours left. We're waiting on Palma. Babadi sealed his deal. That's a huge deal. We freaking love that. This is great news. Isaac Babadi has agreed to his deal to go play at Everton for $33.5 million. $3 million goes to the intermediary. We still make $500,000 more than we would have if he'd signed those loans in the summer. So a good thing went away, so a great thing could appear for us. And that was Isaac Babadi being sold now instead of in the summer. A guy that broke his leg at the beginning of the season, never really had a place in our team, so we're happy to move him along. We pay PSV $1.5 million as a solidarity payment, and we pocket $29 million. Throw that right into the old transfer budget. Awesome. Awesome sauce. So we have $129 million in our transfer budget. We're looking at the Palma sale, which would obviously be a tremendous sale. But we're waiting. It all comes down to what happens with whether they sell them or not. How seriously has the budget been depleted by the deals you've made? We are very healthy financially. Are you kidding me? Phillips, Babadi, we've made $100 million selling players on deadline day alone. We've got more money coming in the summer. We're like the most financially healthy club of all time. It's kind of disgusting. Okay. Hopeful of signing Angelo? I don't know. No. 6 hours left. The Mark Riots continue. We will, look, we want Palma first. We don't get Palma, we'll see. We don't get Palma, we will see. We'll get it down to like 2.5 hours, maybe 2-3 hours, and see if they've signed a replacement. If they have not, Palma might be a target in the summer, and perhaps just Mark Rodriguez is a guy we We sneak in on. Okay. Registration. Premier League. Oh, come on. Where is Canelio? He's under 21. He counts as under 21 anyways. That's nice. I have to register him there. Here we have our unregistered guys for the Champions League, where we will be able to add Festi Ebozele without missing a step. Belchior Canelio will not be able to play in the Champions League. Neither will Vuskovic or Fabian Palmstromandis or Kazukanda. Well, I know that, Phil. Thank you for the 26 months. We are aware of the chat's affinity for Mark Rodriguez. I don't think we're going to be able to move. They failed to sign a replacement. I reject their delay. And everybody knows what that means. I really should sign him, shouldn't I? I know he's 116 million, but what a defender. Six inches too short. Yeah, but he's got the exact same jumping reach Mark Rodriguez has. He has the exact same jumping reach Mark Rodriguez has, dude. Yeah, I know the AI never signs a replacement. I was aware of that. Frapsy, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate you supporting the stream, Frapsy. Great job, dude. Thanks for all the effort you put in. Thank you for supporting the stream with $5 of Jeff Bezos' money. But Mark Cooler. Yo, Gatton Maya, thank you for the 2 months as well. Mark is a fraud. Chat, what do we think of what Gatton Maya just said? Thank you for the 26 months, Moses. Found Honto's burner account. Simskill, thank you for the 2 months, dude. I appreciate you supporting the stream. Found Honto's burner account. Probably. Honto's is a release clause, and so is Mark's, so there's no installments in play here. It's one or the other. It's hilarious that they have the same jumping reach, even though they are so, like, different in height. They both reach the exact same height. What does the team need? Nothing, really. We're doing this just because we can. We have our starting center backs, which would be Rosales and Inacio. Inacio's the starting left-sided center back. Rosales is the starting right-sided center back. They've done a really solid job for us this year. This is value. Okay. Tough deadline day, dude. Tough freaking deadline day. Fumbled Lejeu's, fumbled that other English guy, and we had to make a, we had to make a deal. Hey, Chooch, thank you for the 11 months, dude. Appreciate you supporting the stream, Momo. Thank you for the tier 1. Wow. Wow. I want them both, and I want to play Mark Rodriguez in the midfield. But I can't get them both right now. But I would prefer to have them both, and then Mark Rodriguez is like a box-to-box animal. Would just be a nightmare. But it would require, it would require us to make a sizable sale. Especially if we signed Jarell Hato, we'd be like broke. We did just sign Skoda for $30 million, and now all of a sudden he's worth 90 to 100. So if we got a dance party that was interested in Simone Skoda, well, you could probably make something happen. That's a guy that I would be willing to sell. His value is apparently higher than Javi Guerra's, which is a joke. Or, $120 million for Coyote, apparently. That asking price is attracting interest, which has my interest. Well, I'm talking about, like, in the summer, how we'd be able to get whoever we're going after. And this, okay. We signed Jarell Hato. It also opens the door for Gonzalo Inacio's inevitable departure. Maybe if not next year, the year after. I don't know how long we'd keep him around. So he's been a little up and down this year. He's been good overall, though. Said I'm going to go to Real in the summer. Easy. I mean, maybe. We might change jobs in the summer. But look, right now, dude, we're in the Champions League round of 16 and we're top of the Prem and we're still going in the FA Cup. So the treble is in play. I never thought it was likely, but the treble is in play. Like, we are playing well enough right now that we can dream crazy. I know I left the U.S. team after the World Cup. We made the quarterfinal. We beat Brazil in the World Cup knockouts with the U.S., which was awesome. But then we beat Ireland in the round of 16, and we lost to England in the quarterfinal after I got a red card in the second half. It sucked. Christopher Lund. We've already signed Mujahid Kaya for $89 million, Paul McIntosh for $81 million, Belchior Canelio for $39 million, Festi Ebisele for $12. We made over $600 million in sales this year. Mikey Moore for $120, Kulusevski for $100, Phillips for $70, Lee Kong-in for $52, David and Romero for $40 apiece, Babadi and Richie for $33, Mastantuano for $27, Pape Montarsar mercifully for $25. We got a ton more money coming in the summer. I forgot. We already have the money, chat. Chat, we already have the money coming in the summer. I don't need to make a single sale. We already have the money coming in the summer. Santiago Jimenez is going to pay out 15. Håkan Arner Haraldson is... The deal is $92 million. 48 up front, and then they start paying it out, so that'd be 60 something. Who else was so Haraldson and Santi? Who else did we loan out with a future mandatory fee, or was it just those two guys? Santi Jimenez. Well, Santi's deal's $30 million mandatory future fee, but I think we only get half of that up front. Optional future fee on Detry. Yeah, we're making money. Mikey Moore, we're gonna be getting paid out in January every year, so I guess that won't help us in the summer. Samuele Richie, we're gonna make like $8 million from his installment, apparently, from his player sale. So the money's there. We can get both of these guys that we like. Audrin or Eberts? No, Eberts was just sold straight up. There's only one obvious choice. If we're trying to win all these trophies and we're trying to have an unbelievable season, this guy's one of the best center backs in the world. He is entering into the peak prime of his career. $116 million still somehow feels like a bargain. The deal's Jarell Hato. I love Mark Rodriguez, but we're trying to win everything right at this moment, and Jarell Hato really helps us do that. Sell on fee percentage at 10%. Goodness gracious. All right, Tristan, we got a friendly relationship, so tell me you're not going to get mad at me for this. Tell me you're not going to... Tiz, thank you for the 19 months. Just absolutely bullied him down to that. $12.98 million a year, 4-year contract through the end of 2035. It's a 4.5-year contract for Jarell Hato. Carries him to the age of 29. You can extend that at 28. Kind of keep him around a little longer, but sometimes look, you got to make the tough decisions. Sometimes I want to have both players on my team. I don't want the guy that's unhappy being here to endorse the move for Jarell Hato. That seems like a stupid idea. It seems like a silly decision for me to make. Yeah, registration will be fine. League, we have plenty of space. In the Champions League, I have to unregister Enrique. Marcelo Enrique, the defensive midfielder. He's an Impact sub, so we can unregister him. Well, I'll add that many changes. Yeah, I'm allowed 3. It would technically only be 2. I'm adding Ayabsele, whatever his name is, and Giralhado. Okay. Shall we focus on market Real Madrid next season? Honestly, maybe. All right, let's see if we can get the paperwork done in time. Really, all comes down to whether we can get the paperwork done in time. That's basically it. Separate note, I just want to take a look, see if there's anybody, any one of these other young players that maybe we would want to dive in on, as I am realizing that we could totally sign them now. We do have an open spot for a young player. I'm assuming Janovic. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Tentatively, the most money I've ever spent on a center back. That's for sure. That's for sure. What happened to Lassus? His agent and I didn't get along. He instantly rejected my initial contract proposal. Bulow was like 90. Yeah, Bulow was like 90. He wasn't this much. It's not a bad idea. I don't think they'd take it, but it's worth asking. What's his release clause? 85 million. I don't think they'll take this, but they want to raise it, which I don't want to do because his minimum fee release clause doesn't expire until after the summer, and it's 85. Whoever said that in the chat, dude, that was an amazing idea. I just sent it to reduce the mandatory fee to $75 million. And this payout is really nice. This nah, dude, this makes a lot of sense. Loans can go through pretty fast too, so we can make this work. We can make this work. Now, the Jarrell Hatto deal is a yes. I mean, I think if we're looking at all the center backs in the world, this dude's one of the best. We've made some great outward transfers. The whole point of doing that is so we can sign somebody like this. Right? We're at the very top level of the game, and it is about having guys that, you know, he's going to spend the best years of his career here just freaking going off. So let's do it. Registration. We get you in there, brother. And now Mark. Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. That was easy enough. I managed to not choke that. I managed to not choke the negotiations, so we'll see if we can get it to go through. There is 1 hour to cinch Jarrell Hatto and Mark Rodriguez in the same team. "30 minutes, chat." No! No! It came in time, you broken game. What the hell? I got the email at 10:43. It was done at 10:43. The deadline's 11. Why did the game not stop, dude? Oh, his funds. I'm going to have the money. It's just not there now. I know you've heard that before, but it's just not there now. But come on. Yeah, because it's mandatory. It had to be present in my bank account now, but it's not taking into account the mandatory fees that I'm going to get in the summer, which I will have money in the summer. OG, thank you for the 9 months. No, that's not Levy's fault. That's just me misremembering how mandatory future fees work. I don't really use them a lot. That wasn't the game's fault. The loan was canceled because it looked at the future transfer budget and it was like, No, he's already unsettled. He already wants to leave. Big name signing set to boost jersey sales. Jarrell Hatto. Yeah. No, I think, yeah, that makes sense. Felipe Gabriel has moved to Saint Etienne. Good for him, you know. What are you happy for that guy? All right, Premier League registration. Easy. Everybody's in. Champions League registrations in a couple of days, although we don't have Champions League knockout stuff until March. We've just got Blackburn and then Manchester City. So nice warm-up to get us out of the, you know, nice tune-up to get us warmed up in the stream today now that we spent $579 million in the transfer market and a record transfer to bring in Jarrell Hatto after signing JRicky from Dortmund in August, which was already the record transfer. Record fee for a Dutch player, breaking the Virgil van Dijk transfer by 15 million. Which is fair with inflation, you know. Best Greek player abroad, Giannis Konstantelius. That makes sense. He has been amazing. Okay, chat. We really thought we might be able to get both of them. I forgot how mandatory. I mean, me and a lot of you guys, we all forgot how mandatory future fees work. We need the money in our account now. We didn't have it. It's annoying that the fees that I actually think we'll only end up with like 60-something million in our bank account in the offseason because of the mandatory fees we've got. So I still think we'd be a little short financially. We obviously have a ton of assets, but we want Rodriguez. The dream for Rodriguez is not over, but all right. We've got City in 4 days and then Chelsea 3 days after that. So if I can rotate, then I shall. Hey, Danger Break, thank you for the 13 months, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. All right, Belchior Canelio's here. He's hanging out. He's nothing but vibes. Jarrell Hato's here. He's going to start there. Bazzelli's not really cleared. Vuskovic is going to step up there. Vuskovic and Jarrell Hato. What is he upset about? What have you all been out of shape? Oh, you're upset about the Mickey Vandeven thing? That's not even real, man. I don't even know what you're actually complaining about. That's crazy. So I'm going to go Ebisele and Coyote. So we're starting Ebisele and Jarrell Hato. Yo, Pick, thank you for the 11 months. Limonez, thank you for the 8 months. Can you, the DM keeper and def of the positions to worry about now? Maybe a striker. If Skoda goes for big money, that'd be tremendously helpful, man. Somebody wants to arrange that. Somebody in charge of the world would like to arrange Skoda going for big money. I would be behind that. Rejovic and Gamera are going to get the snart. I'm going to bring up Belchior Canelio. Now, Premier League, every match is outrageously important. We're not rotating the bench unless we feel like we need to. Rosales, Rico Lewis, and Josh Doig, Inacio and Vandeven, and Guerra getting necessary rest. Yes, bench is okay. Canelio can quite literally only play in that one spot, so he is only a central player. He is not somebody with a skill set to step outside of that. Okay, so Vicario, Ebisele, Vuskovic, Hato, Coyote, Rejovic, Enrique, Konstantelius, Gamera, Ineko Romo, Simone Scotta. Cool. Should be able to play whatever team we want and win this game pretty comfortably, as long as we get the right mentality going. So hopefully we hit the field with the right mentality today. Jarrell Hato is not going to get the number he wants. Ebisele doesn't really care. Sorry, Jarrell Hato. You get your debut in the number 24. Let's go, baby. Pat Parrott Sid, thank you for the 40 months. I appreciate you. Yo, your conscience just redeemed chat. Your conscience just redeemed become a Discord VIP. Dude, let me do that right now. That is one of those like lifetime achievement things. You all, like, if you get enough channel points, you always have access to the subsection of the Discord and that cool, cool color in the Discord and everything. Your conscience did? Yeah, your conscience did that, chat. That's crazy. But your conscience actually just accomplished something incredible. I'd love an early goal. Jarrell Hato would be really funny if he scored immediately. The Neko Romo. Dang it. No, it was, yeah, your conscience. We need more conscience in the Discord. Very, very true. Very true. It's Rejovic. Vuskovic. Festi Ebazele. It's Gamera. It's Romo. And it's nearly in. For real, thank you. Oh, the gifted sub to Corin. Thank you for gifting a sub, dude. Appreciate you reaching out and making somebody's day. Be sure to say thank you, Corin, if you're around. All right. Jarrell Hato. Our massive money signing. Gamera. Scotta. All right, Constantelius. It's still Constantelius. That's a pen. Yeah, all right, ref. Did I give them the role in the Discord? Not yet. I don't know if their name in the Discord's the same as their name on Twitch. Middle. Come on, Gamera. There you go. There's Rejovic. Oh, lovely first-time ball. I'll let that run. Festi Ebazele. Giannis Constantelius. Kode. Okay. Has Kaya scored yet? He picked up an injury. He's out for 1 to 2 weeks from right now. So he only appeared in like 2 to 3 matches, I think. Because we signed him at the beginning of January. Skoda, Constantelius. Oh, okay. Festi Ebazele. Giannis. Make the pass. What I say are my 3 greatest accomplishments? Like in FM or like in life? Alpha Barracuda, though. Thank you for the gifted sub to Han Solo. Dude, big fan of Han Solo's work. Hope they're here to say thank you. But I appreciate your kindness. Did I see the new Norway kit? Yes, it's absolutely awesome. The new Norway kit is sensational. Tremendous. Oh, run. Gamera. Nice, Kode. Good pocket for Rejovic. That was an incredible hit. All right, let's make one of these count now. Yeah. Not getting clear chances. We're not getting clear looks at the goal here. And that's disappointing. That's not bad, but it's not good. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Saddle up. Oh, yeah, goal. There you go. There you go. Walk it in now. Well, good old Sodom and Gomorrah. Zealand murdered his wife in Crusader Kings. It was still traumatizing. Hato just skied the header. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Literally, my whole bench is just starting players. Let's get Jarell Hato off for Francisco Rosales, who for some reason is nervous, but that's it. Aneko Romo's so good. Yes, he is. Just goes to show you can have really good wingers that don't have a lot of pace. Romo is not very fast, and he is still an excellent winger. Still an excellent winger, even though he's not super fast. Like, you can't be slow, but he's not like an explosive winger. Still elite. What's that, 13 acceleration? He's still eating people alive. Just knows how to play the game, man. Oh, yeah. It's actually not a good pass, but we're fine. Marcelo Enrique's in the spot. Bestia Basile now! Yeah, you know. Do. It was a half marathon. It actually really hurt. I was sickly, and running 13.1 miles or over 21 kilometers, not fun when you're sickly. But I gutted it out. Hey guys, we can beat the worst team in the league. Let's go. Rejovic is a very good scorer. I did not see that in my bingo card for this season, but I am happy that it is happening. Yeah, my foot's all right. Shadow Parzival, thank you so much for the prime. My feet were actually fine. They did great. Congrats on the video officially hitting 1 million views. Did it actually, have we actually officially hit 1 million views now? Perhaps. Yay! Let's go! First video to ever hit 1 million views on the Zealand channel. The lone fan that saved his club. Stonks! The Stonks! Yeah! Yo, for real, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, dude. I love the fact that so many things on this page were, came out in the last year as well. That always makes me happy. Means we're getting better. Means we're doing even cooler things, First video ever to hit 1 million views. Vuskovic scores his first goal of the season to celebrate. It's 4-0. That is so cool. Never in a million years did I think we'd get 1 million views. Do you earn $1 per view? Dude, I wish. Not even close. It's more like a couple of cents, but still helpful stuff. Constantelius. Ionis Constantelius. Okay. Gamera. Dang it. The Zealandism channel is also a very cool project you have going. People really seem to be enjoying that. I'm really enjoying doing it. It's been a rip-roaring good time. Obviously, only one came out yesterday. Only one's coming out today because I ran a half marathon. But yeah, the whole 2 videos a day on Zealandism has been really fun to maintain as well. All right, Constantellus. Marcelo Enrique. My good man. Ioannis Constantelius. Okay. Even if I sing his name, it doesn't work? Dang. Fiddlesticks. Let's see that right. Your most viewed videos had not have your pretty face in the thumbnail. My 2 most viewed videos don't, but my next 6 do. And then that one doesn't, and that one does. So I mean, it can be hit or miss. Yeah, maybe I just got to be bangable in the thumbnail, apparently. How do you counter a team that's counter-pressing you? Make sure that you have an outlet. Make sure that your whole team isn't just on attacking or something. If they are, you aren't going to be able to play out of the back. So you need 1 or 2 midfielders and one of your wingers to be able to drop in to receive the ball to relieve the pressure. Your team also might not just be you might not be talented enough to pass out from the back, in which case take off play out of the back, or you're going to turn the ball over in a bad spot. Yeah, bangable in a wispy sort of way. That's what I was thinking. Definitely. Just bangable in a wispy sort of way. Oh, dude, I thought Newcastle lost. I was like, oh, sweet heaven. That would have opened up a gap. Juranovic. Okay. Well, you know, we made a big signing. We unloaded everybody that we wanted to unload over the January transfer window. From Pape Matar to Santiago Jimenez to Isaac Babadi. We got those guys off the team, and we made some really big acquisitions to chase trophies. From Mujahid Kaya to Jarell Hato to McIntosh, we made acquisitions that teams make to chase trophies. All right, Jarrell, you happy with my amazing, brilliant, unstoppably good press conference? Goalkeeper Kasper Gangstedt signing this summer for $14.5 million. Thank you, Kasper Gangstedt. Who's describing Age of Empires in chat right now? Fabrics, is that you? Because, yes, you did just accurately describe Age of Empires. I was just wondering what's up. I like Age of Empires. Fair enough, dude. I loved Age of Empires 3. It was one of the first video games I played all the way through. Thought it was awesome. Is that a Qatari winger with 18 to 20 agility? I'm just making sure I'm not hallucinating. Because that's definitely a Qatari winger with 18 to 20 agility. Okay. You have my full undivided attention. So we scouted the Asian Cup. We've already found more guys than I expected to find. I did see the late Haji Wright goal in the FA Cup. That was a very, very awesome goal. I'm very happy for Haji Wright that he's kind of found a place where he can play consistent. You know, it's very difficult to find a place, you know, in a good level in Europe where you can play consistently, and obviously Championship's a good level. It was a nice finish. I mean, it wasn't like an amazing goal. What made it amazing was the timing of it, obviously, but I'm really just happy for him. Like, when I saw that pop up, my one thought was like, oh, I'm just happy for Haji Wright. You know, he's always on the fringe of the U.S. national team. He obviously made the World Cup roster, but that was a huge surprise. He made the World Cup roster because he was in, like, good form at the time in Turkey, but no, he's a dude that actually grew up with a lot of the guys in the U.S. team. He's from Cali. Good old California. As a Coventry fan, I love Haji Wright. Yeah, I would too, dude. He's built like a classic center forward, you know, and he uses that. I don't ever think he's going to be like, you know, a big-time Premier League player or something. But sometimes that's not what you need. You know, if you're Coventry City or whatever, you don't need a guy that has the potential to be that. You need a guy that can deliver the goods that you need. Physically take up that space, make it difficult for the other team. Has some natural finishing instincts, clearly. I mean, he has a goal in the World Cup knockouts against the Netherlands. My scouting department is so large, I think we might have scouted the entirety of the Asian Cup in one round, which is objectively insane. Dude, his mentals are crazy. I think we actually did scout the entire Asian Cup in one go. I mean, I still have 36 messages in my inbox. Nobuyuki Fujiki. Oh, yeah, Fujiki's the guy that's playing at Liverpool. That I'm very jealous of them for having. Li Mingyi, Chinese player at Nottingham Forest. Is he nation grown? No. Born in Beijing, signed over by somebody. Salzburg. 4.3 million. Wait, was that Yao? No, that was Wu Ming. I saw the Ming and just hallucinated the Yao in front of it. I should have known his name wasn't Yao Ming. Come on, Zealand. It's not Yao Ming. Zealand. Linus Bernhardson. I mean, that is world-class name. Quite frankly. That I'm not gonna hit not interested on that guy specifically because of his name. I have so much faith in that name producing a good player. Linus Bernhardson. So much faith. All right. I actually don't think they managed to scout all of AFCON or Asian Cup. I don't think AFCON's going on right now. Yeah, it's not. It's just Asian Cup going on right now. Shout out to the homies. All right, Champions League registration. Those two guys in, and then one guy out. Unfortunately, the only guy out that we would want to remove is Marcelo Enrique. Or perhaps Jenny's Rajovic, his form has been literally too good. Do I literally remove my backup striker? That sounds stupid. Okay, so Enrique is gone. It makes me sad. I like Marcelo Enrique. He doesn't fit into the Champions League team. We're rolling with Yves Bissouma or Jarell Hato as our defensive midfielder. For the rest of our Champions League run. A very big pair of matches at home against City, away against Chelsea. An opportunity to add serious points with a wingback role. I did not promise him that. That sounds, it doesn't sound like something I would do to make that promise. No. That doesn't sound like something I would do. Dang it. Did we get the best Wonder Kids notification? No, not yet. All right, sweet. Luton Town. I can work with that. I can work with that. Do. Said it before the last match. Well, then you are a smarter person than I. As I will set it as an instruction so I don't forget again. But we did just totally start him in a match, not playing wingback. Oh, we're the only match today. All right. I guess I do have a match in hand. Oh, Newcastle dropped points. They drew their last match. Against who? They're so good. Everton. Hell yeah! At the Bramley Moore dock. And now they play Everton in the second leg of the League Cup semifinal. It could be Everton against whoever we lost to, Villa. Okay, so I rested my full first team so they could play this game. Everybody understand that? Except for Simone Skoda, who just plays every game at striker because we don't have another one. We would prefer not to acknowledge that if given the option. Rico Lewis, yay. Oh, Mickey Vandeven, you can play. Oh, that's great. It's great news. All right, Rosales, Coyote, Doig. Gonzalo Inacio steps up. Vuskovic playing Jarell Hato and Gonzalo Inacio. As a center back pairing for the first time, you might be thinking, geez, Zealand, that's dangerous. Gipple, thank you for the 20 months. Sorry you're busy at work. Hopefully at least it's going well. And I appreciate you coming to the future to gift a sub. I am going to drop the Rosales so that we can get another attacking player in here. No, I'm not. Why would I do that? Ah! Romo gonna play right wing? Yeah, we friggin' settled that. Me and all my left wings are just gonna sit here together, vibing. We have a very good team out there today, though. Vicario, Rico, Jarell Hato, Gonzalo Inacio, Mickey Vandeven, Javi Guerra, Yves Basuma, Endrick, Seca, Chiggy Cheap, Skoda. Missed our starting striker, obviously, but, you know, what can you do? Mushaid Kaya is going to be back at some point. Rodri's there. Run! Hey, Low-Key Bradley. Thank you for the Prime as well. Thank you for supporting the stream, dude. So as a Michigan State fan, I understand that. Yeah, how the hell are you guys like a 9? You don't even have 20 wins. Like, I don't care if they're all quad 1. That was crazy to me. You guys, I feel like you guys should have been a little more on the bubble than you were. Whatever. It was so weird this year. I'm just glad we're there. Honestly, just get us in, and that's fine. Yeah, I'm sad. There's no Kareem Abdul-Jabbar either. It would have been awesome. I don't know if he has another year or not. I hope he does. Does NC State have a chance to make it to the Elite Eight or further? Yes, I would say. Probably not Final Four, but I think a surprise Elite Eight run could be in play. They did just beat Duke, Virginia, and UNC in consecutive days to win the ACC tournament. You cannot ignore that. Yes, Jarell Hato's left-footed, but the best center back pairing we have is these two guys out there. Huge match. At home against Manchester City, one of the biggest obstacles we will face in the Premier League for the rest of this season. Give me that foul call, referee. That's my ball. Rico Lewis. Yes, sir. Rico charges Lewis. Javi Guerra, foul ref. He looked at him with bad intentions. Yves Bissouma. Endrick, what a turn. He was off? Is there a chance Coventry beats United? Yes, United does not blow teams out. Coventry will be able to stay in that game, I think. Let's go, Bellarmino Secca! We already have 2 yellow cards, so I am going to chill on the get stuck in, but what a hit by Bellarmino Secca. Best midfielder in the world. I'm telling you right now, best midfielder in the world. Petrovic gets caught in a crowd. He doesn't even know where the ball is. Secca wouldn't have been saved anyways. That is a banger. Right to the edge of the box. They didn't defend it right. We have great variety in our set pieces. They don't know where it's going. Surely not. Yep, best midfielder in the world. 22-year-old Portuguese midfielder, Bellarmino Secca. Oh, ref. The one gift from Zidane. He is. Endrick. Oh, baby. Manchester City, the door is on the left. Hope you enjoyed your stay at the new Hotspur Stadium. Oh, give me another one. Shikichi. Oh, Secca. Let Shikichi take it. Vandeven. Mickey. Where are you going, Mickey? Where are you going? Oh, that's good aggressive defending, though. That is actually. Oh, not Philium Foden. He's bobbing and he's weaving. I hate it the way he weaves and bobs. Get that out of there. Thank you. Vitor Roque. Hey, chill. Lewis. Endrick. It did not work. Oh, there was a beautiful chance to pick that off. All right, Jarell Hato with Philium Foden. That would be like the goal of the century or one of. So I can live with that. I don't like the fact that the match seems to have tilted a bit in their favor. We were very clinical, obviously, with early opportunities we got. Bissouma, nice. Oh, Rico, that's onside. Endrick. Oh, squares it. How? Surely. Oh, surely he did not just miss that. Oh, my goodness. No. Javi Guerra with the Shankopotamus. Oh, Secca. Skoda. And Simone Skota continues his streak of scoring exclusively garbage goals. It's Bellarmino Secca with the interception. And Skota settles the ball and passes it into the corner. The Italian forward has another one. Manchester City quaking in their boots in London. Bellarmino Secca, who has taken over this game with his defense and his shooting. Yves Bissouma, look at that tackling. Oh, Shikichi, overran that. Gonzalo Inacio, good defending. Skoda, Endrick, Javi Guerra, the swagger is overwhelming. That was deflected. Shikichi. Going for Jarrell Hato. Oh, let's go, Rico. Let's go, Rico. Come on, Rico. Hendrick. Oh, Hendrick by the defender. Whew. Manchester City getting absolutely outdueled here. Hato. Am I happy with Basuma? Yeah. He's still, I'm glad we gave him another contract for another year. I mean, he's the starting guy in that spot. We aren't even bringing his backup for Champions League matches. You're doing brilliantly. I mean, keep going. Seriously. Like, we're doing so well at home against Manchester City, I might be able to think about rotating out at like 55 or 60 minutes to try and rest for Chelsea away in 3 days. We got a little jaunt to Stamford Bridge down the road. Everybody get on the dance floor. Shikichi. Oh, it's Shikichi. It's George the Hammer. Yeah. Yeah, Basuma's the continuity. I also agree. He has held our back. He's defended us in the dressing room at crucial points. And and most importantly, the thing that matters to me, he delivers on the field. He's always sound with the ball. He makes timely defensive plays. His mindset's always right. You know, he's always in the right headspace. Always in the right headspace. I'm going to get Simone Skoda for Hector Gamera. I'm going to get Bellarmino Secca for Giannis Konstantelius. These are guys that I like to have on the field, obviously. And George Shikichi to Paul McIntosh. These are three very good players coming off the bench that should allow us to start those primetime guys on the road against Chelsea. I can't believe I just called Simone Skoda a primetime guy, but Mujahid Kai is still injured, so he is the striker, literally the only one on the team. Gamera can play it, but we only have two guys in the team that can play it naturally. Hendrick. Okay, all right. Not a bad reset, actually. Basuma, let's go Rico. Let's go Rico. Let's go Rico. Oh, that would be insane. That was deflected somehow, so we're good. Position and instruction I use for Randall Kolomoani. As long as it's Randall and it's not some other one, he's just an advanced forward, I think. How fast is McIntosh? Very fast. We're talking 17s and 18s. He's a speed demon dribbly boy. Out and out winger. Doesn't have, not the best passer in the world at a Premier League level, sure, certainly. Decent goal scorer. Also not short. He's 6'1". Whoop. See ya. And, oh. All right, who's the next one? Was it Rico that was kind of dragging? Van de Ven's also kind of dragging. We get Guerra. Give me Djeniz Redovic. Guerra's also on a friggin' yellow card. And Redovic has been amazing all season. What a $50 million signing he turned out to be. Giannis. Gonzalo Inacio. Mickey Van de Ven. Van de Ven. McIntosh. Gamera. Schumacher, Ferrari fast. He's not that fast, okay, but he is very, very, very fast. All right, like 73, we'll get one of our fullbacks. I think we'll probably go with Rico. Got to let Mickey Van de Ven play a full 90 to get that sharpness back, and then we'll just start Doig against Chelsea. You feel me? I'm kind of worried Basuma was going to pick up a second yellow, but that would never happen. Okay, now look at that play by Yves Basuma. Goodness, what a tackle. Oh, that's illegal. That's theft. Guy's on Interpol's most wanted. He can't even fly. Oh, Rejovic, get a better first touch, will you? Rico, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Rico Lewis, the captain, unlocking his into Messi. Dribbling through the defense, finishing off the play like a fullback never does in Football Manager. And it's 4-0 Tottenham. Well, he didn't have that one on our bingo card today, but Rico Lewis has put the final nail in this one. Perhaps not. Oh, Hato. Got to check his pockets for the entirety of Norway. Vandeven. Oh, McIntosh, see you later. You bit. He'll take you all the way to the corner flag. Thank you very much. Good ball as well. Oh, we're playing short. Ooh. Not a bad hit there by Janice. Giannis. Oop. Ref. Oh, Endrick. Oh, Vedejovic. Oh. Dude. Oh, no. We've been caught. Good save, finally. Googly Elmo. He's been called upon. I didn't make the last sub. That might cost me Rico for the next match, but we'll make that change now. Coyote, you're in. Yeah, the first match. This is the first match that Inacio and Hato have played together, and Erling Haaland has a 6.1. So that's great. Hold on, I gotta shoot a message. All right, don't score, please. Thank you. I'm busy. My parents are still in town, so I wanted to text them and see what was up. They've been in town all weekend. It's been great to see them, honestly. No. I want the clean sheet. It will literally cost me money. But I think it just makes a really good statement. Bramowski, thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you for supporting the stream, dude. I appreciate you spending $5 of Jeff Bezos' money. Hell yeah. No, they're not in town for St. Patrick's Day. They were in town for the half marathon, but it's been fun. I high-fived them at mile 12, you know. You guys can actually follow my mom on Twitter for that sort of content. Let me find that real quick. She tweets to, I believe, basically 27 likes. How many? My mom has 545 followers. Nice. Where did this tweet go? Oh, she doesn't know how Twitter works, and she just tagged me in it. But this is me running. Oh, goodness. This is me running the half marathon. This is me high-fiving them at mile 12 of a half marathon. Looking sensational, I might add. Feeling not sensational in that very moment. But great pose. Thank you. Yeah, I stood there still for a little while to make sure that we got that. But yes, at Mombot with a 0 instead of an O on the second half of it. That would be my mother on Twitter. Oh, she's apparently she's at my door, so we're just gonna... Oh! Oh, wait, hold
on. Hey, how are y'all today? I don't read as fast as... Hopefully y'all are doing well. It was fun watching Zealand run yesterday. Or waddle.
Waddle is strong. Yeah, thanks for that.
I was cramping really bad at the end, but he looked great at mile 11. Yep. How's the stream going today?
It's okay. We just won, though. We just won a really good game.
Yay!
So, yeah.
I was not watching. I was listening, but I wasn't watching because I was dusting. Imagine that. A mom dusting a child's house.
Does. Yeah, thank you.
So food already ate Adler.
Oh, no, then that's fine.
We're leaving now.
Okay.
Oh, you got...
I do, yeah.
Really cool setup. You should see that. I'll take a picture and put it on Twitter. How about that?
Oh, okay, fair. Impressed by my setup. That's what's necessary. Oh. No, I was I can go walk and we could just go walk and get food. Okay.
Don't mind if I steal him away from you. Y'all can have him all day tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye, Mom. Oh, goodness. So there's MomBot. Excellent Twitter follow. Definitely. No, I mean I really don't feel awkward at all. It's not the first time my mom's come on stream. And it will not be the last. She is a mod after all. Literally a moderator of the stream. So very tech savvy mother. Now, that being said, she did have the stream up on her phone while she was sitting in here, and I was wondering where the echo was coming from. I was. And I like how she was amazed that so I have the chat on both sides of my main monitor, so I can read the chat over here and over here. And she was like, wow, you have it on both sides. I was like, yeah, I do. Thanks. I'm quite cool. Okay, we have that. That explains it. But we had a very eventful day there with that deadline day. That was a lot. I'm curious to see what your setup looks like. Hey man, it's not very clean right now. Oh, the board recommended me 3 teams for player development. Sochaux, Malaga, or Nîmes Olympique. Let's check out the facilities real quick. So good youth facilities, adequate academy coaching and recruitment. Sochaux is working with good academy coaching and recruitment and great youth facilities. I'm going to go with Sochaux. I'm going France over Spain here. So I'm going to recommend we link up with Sochaux as an affiliate club. Please and thank you. Nice. Nice. Okay, well, I just wanted to get up to the Chelsea game so that when we hit the stream tomorrow, we can start with Chelsea away. But I am going to go spend a little time with the parents before they fly home tonight. But we will be streaming tomorrow. We shall be streaming tomorrow. We will also be streaming on Wednesday this week. This is going to hit schedule updates at some point because there's not going to be a stream Thursday, and then there will be a stream Friday morning, but it will be shorter because I will be watching March Madness from 12 on that day as well. So, but Thursday is the first day of March Madness, and so there's no stream that day. There's just a stream Wednesday instead of Thursday, so fairly normal, not super normal. But yay, wholesome stuff. We are going to raid somebody to continue the wholesome stuff. So, you know, stick around even if you're about to head off so that we can go make somebody's day real quick. And be sure to fill out your March Madness bracket. Even if you have no idea what's going on, you've got a chance to win. It's such a chaotic tournament that happens all the time. So get after it. And thank you guys for being here. I love you guys. Fist bump. It's good to see you guys today, and I appreciate all the subs. Literally make all of the things we do possible. We were able to start doing the Zealandism channel because, you know, we're able to make videos like the Faroe Islands video because you guys do subscribe. So thank you. And we had batches of gifted subs earlier, and those were awesome. And I'm really sorry I wasn't able to sign Mark, but I think signing Jarrell Hato gives us a chance to complete our rise to the top of the game faster than we ever could have freaking dreamed, dude. This is our 8th season of this Journeyman, and we have a team that I'll tell you right now, we can win the treble right now. Will we? It's going to be really tough, but we can. I actually look at this team, and I believe that I believe that we could. We just beat Manchester City 4-0. And we made it look so easy that I'm almost a little unsettled at how easy we made that look. It's our cohesion. It's our tactic. Playing Football Manager for the first time. Oh, hell yes. This dude has 0 followers. This man, I've never found somebody that just started streaming more than this dude. This is going to be awesome. You're going to want to join this raid. This dude has 0 followers. This is literally his first stream ever. He just started playing Football Manager. That sounds awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow. If you haven't seen the video that came out over the weekend, it's hilarious. People loved it. I got called, like, bangable in a wispy way, which, I mean, we can work with that, I guess. And if you don't follow Zealandism, you're missing out. I hope to see you there. Then I will see you guys tomorrow on stream. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, you guys don't have a copy pasta? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hurry! Alrighty. Word of the day is tawdry.
Tawdry.
Something described as tawdry is cheap and gaudy in appearance or quality. Tawdry is also often used to describe something considered morally bad or distasteful, as in a tawdry tale of political skullduggery. What the hell? Tawdry. Tawdry decorations cluttered the tiny house. Nice. See you at the end of another stream for another word of the day, my dudes.